One. Hello!
Hi.
Welcome to Intertwined Stitches. I'm Stephanie, also known as XCO Mom.
I'm Lakshmi, also known as knitterbynature.
And this is episode 18. Today is January 10th, 2014.
Woohoo! Friday.
Yay!
Yay for Fridays.
Woohoo! This has been such a tough week getting back into the groove of everything because, we were on vacation for almost 2 whole weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the alarm clock goes off and I'm like, ugh, didn't I just get up early yesterday?
But you got to sleep in twice this week,
Yeah,
right?
we did. Twice this week we got 90-minute delays because of the weather. It's been crazy.
Crazy weather. I've just been hibernating, staying inside, and just hanging out and knitting.
I did not get that luxury this week. I've been searching everywhere in the area to try and find ski gloves for Xavier. He had a really nice pair of mittens, and then we went to go get my tire fixed on Saturday, and we were out and about, and he must have lost one somewhere while we were out. And so I went to Walmart, and they didn't have any. I called Target, Big Lots, JCPenney's, Kmart, everywhere. Nobody had any gloves. None. I'm like, it's January in New England. How are you all out of gloves? Come on.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it really was. And then finally I called Ocean State Job Lots, and they're like, oh yeah, we've got a ton. And I'm like, oh, thank God. But I had to drive all the way to Canton to get them. But it was worth it. I bought 5 pairs because I'm like, I'm not doing this again.
No.
And so we finally got them. His first ski lesson was yesterday, and that's why we needed them. And so we drove over there, got the gloves, ran back to the school, dropped off the gloves, and it was just...
Yeah, our school does a ski program for gym.
Yes.
So it's actually a local ski area.
Yeah, like
that
a minute as the crow flies, like right over there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's amazing. Like, they never had anything like that where I grew up in the middle of nowhere, Ohio. And it's just amazing to me. Like, when I went to take him his mittens yesterday at the school, outside there's the racks and all these little tiny skis set up. And I'm like, that's amazing to me. I never had that. I still don't know how to ski. And he's 6 years old getting lessons from the school, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's great, because skiing is such fun for little kids.
It is, and he had a blast. And I was so impressed with him. By the time they were done, they set up cones for them to, like, slalom through. And he did the first 3 cones before he fell on his face.
Yay!
Yeah, I was so proud! He's usually not the most coordinated or athletic fellow. We did soccer and we did baseball. Well, t-ball, and neither one was a correct fit, but he did really well with the skiing, and I was very impressed. So hopefully that's his thing.
Yeah, he doesn't like sports much, but he likes skiing a lot.
There you go. His is today, right?
Yes.
The older kids get to go today. It's neat. They get on a bus and they drive them to the ski place. They give them the lesson, and we just pick them up there.
And the older kids can just hang out until their parents come.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. Cool.
And so I've been doing a lot of knitting. Right now I'm working on the Citron Grand. I thought I was on section 7, and I looked at the directions. Wah, wah.
Uh-oh.
Section 6.
Oh! Section 6 is the section that will never end.
But I did start section 7 just now, and I'm working on the ruching part. So by the end of this row, I will have 636 stitches on the needles.
Oh my gosh.
It's a lot to go back and forth. So that's why this is taking so long. You guys have seen this quite often.
100 times.
The Citron Grand by Hilary Smith Callis. It's upside down, but whatever. And it's going to be huge when it's done.
Yeah, it is. It's already pretty big.
Knit Picks Stroll, just in the Bear. I had plenty of this yarn, so I figured I'd use it up. So we'll see if we get to the 10 sections. We just might. And let's see what else. I started the lace on my Traveling Woman.
Oh, yeah. Ba-ba-da-da.
So I was 2 stitches off when I started the lace. I just fudged it a little bit.
There you go.
Not a big deal. I put in...
Oh, I saw that your yarn broke and you had to tink back.
Look at how many ends I have to weave in because of knots and because of tangles.
That's insane, especially for one skein. It's not like you're changing colors.
Yeah, I was just starting to think, oh, this yarn's not so bad when I came to this like really thick and thin part, and it just drafted apart.
Oh.
And I was doing a lot better having it in the just the regular ball, so it wouldn't tangle. But then you come to a part in the yarn that's like that. So I've been like counting out 5 lengths of yarn,
just to double check
every time I do a row.
What a pain.
Yeah. So I got my first section of the first lace repeat done, and I messed up on the pattern, so I'm just staying consistent. What I did is they're supposed to be on the wrong side rows. I was just purling back every time. Well, there's knit stitches in there.
Oh no.
So there's like a purl line that goes up on the front, and I didn't do that the first couple rows, and I'm like, I am not taking back, I am not ripping down, because this yarn, it would be a real pain to do that. So
it'll just be a design element in your shawl.
Right. So it just looks a little bit different than the original, that's all. Yeah, I like it. It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Just purling back on the wrong side. So I have 4 of these lace repeats to do, and then I do a different lace chart, and then bind off, and I'm done. So I have 1 more ball of this. And
well, that's good, because I was like, how are you going to finish that with that?
Yes.
Maybe it's deceptive.
I'm doing that. I ordered 2 skeins because this is like a short skein. It was only like 350 yards or something instead of the normal like 420 or 460 you'd find in a fingering weight. So I ordered 2, and I figured that I could do the size large of this shawl with 2 skeins.
I keep looking at the diadem in the sapphire, maybe turquoise, whatever, one of those really pretty blues, and I'm like, it's so pretty. I'm like, no, look at all the trouble Lock she's having with it.
I know. Somebody actually asked me about it on Instagram. I'm like, well, it is tricky. They're like, well, maybe I'll try it anyway. So if you want to try it, go for it. Just like be wary and be cautious with it. So this is my Rogue sweater I've been working on by Jenna Wilson, knitted knit picks. Wool Dandies in the fern color, and I've just been working on the hood, and I finished the first chart of the hood, and I think that was about like 60 rows.
Nice.
So I've got that, and no problems. You know, whenever I realize a mistake, I'm able to pretty much correct it, and I'm getting used to the cable crossing, so I don't have to look at the key every single time.
Oh, that's good. That makes it go faster.
Yes. So only about 60 more rows of the hood.
Yay!
One more
halfway
chart.
through the hood.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be so close to finishing the sweater if it wasn't for the hood, but the hood is like another half of a sweater.
Right.
But
it's the same thing with people who make like cowl neck sweaters, and they're like, oh, now I have to do the cowl.
I know, but it's coming along great.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, it's really fun, and it's keeping my interest, which is important.
Yes, always
when it comes to a
project.
sweater. And what else am I working on? Oh yeah, I brought out an old UFO. Well, not too old, but I decided this year that I'd like to get a lot of my UFOs off the needles.
I think a lot of people are doing that. I don't remember what they're called, Clean Slate Challenge or something like that. I've seen a lot of it on Instagram.
So I'm working on my Color Affection.
Color Affection.
By Vera Valimaki. And this is knit out of Garn Studio Drops Alpaca in Sport, I think.
It matches your sweater you're wearing.
It does. I'm wearing my forest hoodie that I knit last spring.
Nice. I remember that.
Yeah, I made it a little bit big, but it's nice and comfy. My husband talked me into making the extra large size, and when he said it, I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. But I should just, like, follow the schematics, you know, because it's way over. I have much more than 4 inches of ease.
Yeah.
But it's nice and big and comfy, and I could just throw it on, so it's very warm, too. Warm today. But as you can tell, I do like orange. Orange,
even
red,
her car is
and
orange.
Brown. Yeah. Orange, red, and brown. I wasn't sure how the brown was going to look, but it's really grounding it, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's very autumnal.
So I just started the brown on the side. And one thing I'm worried about this is it does have like a really tight edge.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking if I ever do knit this again, I might do like a double yarn over instead of that increase on the edges.
I read that every time I make one, and I'm like, I should do that. And then I get halfway through, and I'm like, I really should have done that.
Right? But I think it will be fine because it's garter stitch. I'll probably just wear it like wrapped around my neck. It won't be like, I don't know, I might drape it over my shoulders, but most of the time I think I'll probably just wrap it around the neck. And that's
this winter, whenever I went home for Christmas, my grandma brought her color affection. She's like, show me again how I wear this. So I had to show her how you
can wear it all sorts of different ways.
She's like, I don't remember how you did it.
And then I brought my clogs to show because they look much different felted.
Oh yeah, they do.
So this is the men's size medium. They felted to, I believe it is 11 inches for a 10-inch foot. So they're for a women's size foot. And then the men's large felted to 12 inches. So,
which is men's size 11?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So you want a little bit of wiggle room in there.
Right.
And so
they look awesome.
Yeah. So all done with those, and they'll be ready for gifting next Christmas.
Next year. My turn?
Yes.
I think all of my works in progress, except for the brickless, are all brand new things. I haven't worked on a single thing other than the brickless that was already cast on. I am currently knitting on a baby sophisticate for my lovely friend Jen, who is due very soon. I want to say in like the next 2 weeks she's supposed to have him. So I was like, I really got to get on that. As much as I want to knit on my own sweater, I need to do this first. So I just picked this baby sophisticate, and it's in the newborn size, so the pattern is free. If you want a bigger size, you have to pay for the pattern. But I only wanted a newborn anyways, because he's due, like I said, in 2 weeks in January, so any bigger and it really wouldn't fit him. So, and it would be wrong seasonally. So here it is.
So cute.
It's so tiny. I had one of these handy dandy little stitch holders in the correct size, and then I didn't have another, so it's just on waste yarn.
Yeah, that's what I usually do anyway.
I figured it might be a little easier to then pick this, like to get the nail back in to pick the stitches up because of it being whatever.
Sometimes.
So he's cute. I was torn between this and the Gramps pattern by Tin Can Knits.
Oh yeah, that's a cute
so
one.
Cute. But I went with this one because she's very much the urbanite and very sophisticated.
And it was free.
And it was free. And this is out of the Lion Brand Heartland in the Olympic colorway, which, how fitting, the Olympics are coming up in like a month. So there's that. I really like how it's working up. It's the subtle, it's not subtle, whatever, the coloring in this yarn makes it look more lush and more expensive than it actually was.
I really like it.
I'm impressed with it. It's really nice to work with. It's very soft. So for the price, I would highly recommend this Heartland yarn if you don't mind acrylic. I decided to use acrylic because it needs to be washable. It's a newborn baby sweater. I mean, come on.
They're going to spit up on it a lot, probably.
Right? And, blowouts and all the things that comes with newborn babies. I also was inspired by Lakshmi's felted clogs, so I decided to cast one on for my husband. And I should be done with this, but I lost the other yarn, and I was like, okay, putting that down because I don't know where the yarn is. But I found it, so I will pick it back up. But here it is. And the blue yarn, I have no idea what it is. My friend / local librarian used to have a yarn store out of her house, and she invited me over to take a look at her stuff, and I bought this from her, and it's just some wool. It didn't have a ball band. It's a pretty bluey, greeny color. And then the underside is fisherman's wool. Librarian fisherman's wool. From my Harvest Moon that I frogged. So now I have lots of this. So I'm like, let's make some clogs. So this is for my husband. It's a men's size large. And it looks so big to me. I'm like, my gosh, I could put a baby in there. Like,
yeah, I was thinking I should have measured mine
on my
before
head.
felting so I could see like how much, you know, it felted, but I didn't.
Like, there is your hood, Lakshmi.
Right. Oh
It's
yeah,
just
my
crazy.
sweater does have a hood.
Crazy sauce. But there's that. It's knit on really big needles, so it's going very fast. I think I cast this on right before the 49ers Green Bay game this past weekend, and I think I got to like here during the game, and then this was done the next day.
Pretty easy.
It's very easy, very quick. I stopped doing it also because I'm like, mine doesn't look like Lakshmi's did, because her decreases were down the middle. I don't know what happened to mine.
I can see a couple of yours. It's just mine were more prominent.
I guess. Maybe my yarn just
yarn.
hides it better.
Yeah.
It's very dense for being held double. I was a little worried about that, but it's going to be felted.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's felting usually like, I mean, if you stretch it, it is, but whatever. If it doesn't work, yeah. If not, whatever. I have worked on my brickless a bit. And that is out of Cascade Paints. It's just Cascade Heritage Paints. So, I'm calling it crayon box. And I got, I think, one whole section done.
That's going to be gorgeous.
It's super fun. I really like this pattern. We took this weekend when we were running errands, and my husband had to go get his hair cut, so I waited in the car with the boys while he got his hair cut because there was no way I was taking those 3 crazy men in, because they were already wound for sound because we had to sit and wait at the car place. So we sat in the car, and I sat there knitting on this and answering to my 2-year-old at least 25 times. He would say, "Daddy, go?" And I say, "Daddy went to go get his hair cut." He'd say, "Oh, okay." 20 times. Like, "Owen, where did Daddy go?" And he's like, "Haircut." Like, yes. So, and then last but not least, yesterday I got my shipment of knit picks in the mail from my gift card from my in-laws, and I got the Hue Shift Afghan.
Nice.
And that's what it looks like when it's all done.
You got the baby colors.
I did. Well, they call it the soft colors. But yeah,
I have the
colors.
same pattern, and I am doing the rainbow kit.
And I cast it on last night. I cast on with the suggested needle, which was a 5, and I thought it was just too dense for the garter stitch, so I frogged it and cast on a size 6 right before Lakshmi got here. So I've got 2 ridges done. I'm really excited about this. I was so excited. It was in, it's all packaged up in its little kit. And I'm like, it's so pretty. And I put it out there on Instagram, and my husband, I got it all out, and I marked on each of the colors. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 colors? Yeah,
Sounds
10
right.
different colors. And so they are all, the schematic is done by letters, so I wrote on every label their corresponding letter. So this is J, this is the first one. And I put them all in a laundry basket so that I could keep them all in here and keep them safe and sound. And my husband's like, "Oh my gosh, that looks so hard." I'm like, "It's not hard, it's just garter stitch." And he's like, "Anything that requires its own laundry basket is too hard for my book." But I'm really excited about it.
And it's a pretty easy pattern. I've worked half of it so far, and when I started on the 3rd block, I kind of messed up the color, so I haven't ripped back yet. So once I do that, I'll be able to pick it up and
hopefully
fly through it. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, hopefully with my labeling the colors, it'll keep me honest, because this chart on the back does tell you all of the colors and what sequence they go, and hopefully I can get it straight. I should probably copy this just so that I can mark on it. Maybe I'll do that with my handy dandy printer over there. But yes, the yarn is all Knit Picks Brava, which I really, really like.
In sport, right?
Yeah, it's in sport, but I feel like their sport is not sport. I feel like their sport is
It's
heavier.
pretty heavy, yeah.
Not quite worsted, but not sport.
I mean, my color affection is sport. Where's that? Compare
Yeah.
how thin this is.
Right, and
compared.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a big difference.
Yeah.
But I really like it. It's very squishy, and like whenever it's knit up, it stays that squishy, and it's lovely. I like it. And actually, I got 6 other skeins of yarn for other projects, and the whole entire box was all Brava. The whole box. I got some bulky to do the Roland from the Mochi Mochi Giant book. He's a big pill bug. He's so cute. I'm so excited. And I also got the yarn to do a fox hat for Xavier because he asked for one. And the whole box was nothing but Brava yarn. The other ones were bulky, and this was sport. Like
acrylic has its place.
It does, and it's inexpensive, and it's nice to work with.
It has a nice range of colors.
Yes, and they have new colors. And whenever you're knitting for kids, I mean, that's what it's all about. Easy and cheap, because they're either going to outgrow it or destroy it or love it to death. I mean,
yeah.
And with a blanket in my house, it has to be able to be thrown in the wash repeatedly. So, I really like it. I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be beautiful. It might take me the entire year to do it because it's 100 little squares. But I'm excited about it. And at least for now, I'm like, yes, let's do this. I might be like 2 months from now, be like, I don't want to knit another square. But, you know, it's garter, and it's easy, mindless, sitting there watching TV, knitting in the evenings, so I'm excited about it.
Yay.
Yay for new
Have you knit a
projects.
sweater, a blanket before?
No.
It's the first one.
Yes. I started a hexagon, or like the hexapuff blanket, but
oh yeah, those take
count.
forever.
Yeah. I've only got like 27 hexapuffs.
More than me.
I really need to get on that too.
Me too.
Maybe I'll sew them all together and make just like a little pillow or something.
That would be cute.
I saw some people leave them flat and do like blankets with it that way.
Okay.
I like them fluffy.
Yeah, I like them.
I like them fat. Yes.
So we have a cowl going on. It's a sweater knit along. Now I was just telling Stephanie, you should be working on your sweater.
She was yelling at me.
We're
having a sweater along. Why are you not? Because my Ginny cardigan is sitting next to me on the couch, just staring at me, making me feel guilty.
And it's going to be so beautiful, too.
It is.
I
but
to see it done.
I have to get that baby sweater done. And
yes.
I said, look, I am knitting a sweater.
Oh, you are knitting a sweater, right? Just a smaller version.
Yeah.
Well, that counts. That counts in the sweater knit along, so you can enter any sweater that you finish between now and March 31st. Any sweater that you've already started even.
Yes.
And we have a chatter thread open, so go over there and tell us what you're working on or plan to do. And
several people are planning several sweaters.
I know, it's amazing. Somebody said they were going to knit like 7 sweaters this year, and I just thought that was crazy sauce.
How many did you make last year? Like 3, 4?
Maybe 2 or 3.
I feel like you are always doing another sweater and finishing one. Blows me away. Last year I finished Xavier's sweater and Carson's sweater, and that was it. But I was started out like so strong in the year. Like I finished Xavier's right after Christmas. It was like right after the first of the year, and then I did Carson's whole sweater in like a month, and I was like, yes, I am rocking out these sweaters, and that was that.
Well, you had problems with fitting, like they were a little small, so that's a little discouraging when you work so hard on something and it comes out so great, but then
yeah, Owen's sweater, I was 3/4 of the way done, and it was already too small, and I was like, forget it, I'm done. You're too big already, I'm done. And that was just in a month's time, and I started knitting the next biggest size for him when I started the sweater, because I'm like, I don't know how long it's going to take, and it was still already too big, or too small. He's just a big kid. He grows like a bad weed.
Well, hopefully this sweater knit along or crochet along will give you some inspiration to pick up some old sweaters that you have laying around, or to start one.
Try a sweater for the first time. There are lots of great beginner sweaters out there.
We're giving away 14 skeins of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes in a color of your choice and 2 sweater patterns.
Yay!
So that's a little bit of incentive for you.
And speaking of patterns, from the last episode we did the giveaway of the pattern and the skein of yarn, and the pattern winner contacted me. I want to say her name is Jamie. I'm sorry, Apple 380. She contacted me. I gave her her sweater. Her pattern. She picked a beautiful shawl that has a very Scandinavian name, and she's like, "How would you pronounce this?" And I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and say that's called Bob because I have no idea. It was like 20 letters long, and I'm like, that is not my native tongue. I have no idea. But she's gotten her pattern, but I have yet to be contacted by the winner of the yarn. So if that's you, contact me.
Do you remember the name?
Nope. It's written down somewhere.
Okay.
Somewhere around here. But if it's you, go check the last episode. See if it's you and contact me so I can get your yarn out to you.
Yeah.
I know it's going to Australia.
Right.
I just don't know who.
There's a clue right there.
If you're from Australia and you entered our 100-member giveaway, go check the last episode. It might be you. Yeah. I was going to say, for those of you who are doing my Let's Get Fit Stitches board, who have been active on there, this week I got to buy a elliptical / recumbent bike machine, and it's so exciting to have one down here in my downstairs so that I can sit. I tried knitting while doing the recumbent bike, and I think that's going to take some practice. And I was like, yeah, this isn't happening. But it's really exciting to have one there, especially with as crazy as our weather has been. It's been really hard for me to get to the gym.
Or even outside.
Yeah. Or even outside. We did do a lot of wood. We got wood and brought it down and stacked and whatnot. So I have been doing, outside stuff and working, the old-fashioned workout sort of way. Old-timey.
Yeah.
But it's really nice to have the machine down here and be able to work out whenever I want.
Yeah, that's
It's not
excellent.
like the gym where I have to wait for Jeff to get home from work if the boys are playing. Mm-hmm. It's in their playroom,
right,
so
you can do it
they're sitting there
anytime.
playing. Yeah, and they think it's hilarious. The machine. They're like, "It's so fun." I'm like, "Yeah."
Have they tried to play on it?
They have. Jeff let them each try it last night, and they couldn't get it to go themselves. We also had the tension turned up to like 5, so it was really difficult. But they were cute. It took us 2.5 hours to put the machine together.
Ooh.
It was insane. It was like every single piece we had to put together. It was crazy. And our crazy driveway is so covered in ice that we have to park at the end of the road and walk up the driveway, like on the outskirts, so that we're not on the ice, because we have like 3 inches of ice from the meltdown and sudden freeze. And so my husband wasn't home when we got the machine, so I opened the box up and I took out a few of the pieces and brought them in so that I could, get it up here. And then the rest of it wouldn't come out of the box, so I had to carry the whole box up by myself. It probably weighs at least 35 pounds, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and it's this big box, and I carried it up. I'm like, okay, so the first night's workout is bringing the machine in the house.
Absolutely.
Check. But yeah, it's really exciting. So I hope all of you if any of you have New Year's resolutions to get fit or whatnot, there is the thread on our Ravelry board about getting fit. We have some nice, encouraging cheerleaders in there, so get in there, make your presence known. There's lots of encouraging words. It's a good board, just to make you know, yes, I can do this. Anything else you want to talk about?
Not really. I think we covered everything.
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram and join our Ravelry board.
Love to have you over there.
Yes, it's so much fun to see new chatty people. I'm like, yes, we have new messages on here.
And new members all the time.
Yes, new
Yay.
members. It's very exciting. Very exciting. So thank you
all.
So
thank you all for watching and
coming back every week. Or if this is your first time, thanks for checking us out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Till next time. Happy
knitting.